Damilola, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I shot and I'm glad I'm back. How have you been? Okay, so today I have a very humble personality with me. This person is a lover of youth, teenagers, and children. Welcome with me, Chinedu Orisakwe. Okay, hi Chinedu.
Hi,
it's so good to have you here.
Hi everyone.
Yeah. So this is Chinedu. He has years of experiences mentoring and coaching young people, as it were. He's a lover of young people, and I'm sure and confident that you're gonna enjoy every bit of Chinedu today. So Chinedu, how are you today?
I'm fine. Very fine, Dami.
Thank you so much for coming.
It's a pleasure.
All right. So I know that you loving children, loving teenagers, let me say young people, as it were. It's a kind of ministry for you.
Yes.
And this today we found that there are so many struggles that young people of nowadays are battling with. So I would like you to share more light on the struggles of young people of nowadays. Yes, this day I would love you to share more light on it.
Okay. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming.
Everyone. Yes, don't let the baby face confuse you. I am an Agbaya. Don't be confused by this small face.
Okay.
Well, anyways, struggles of young people in our age and time. I think for me the first one is ignorance. So should I quote scriptures?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, please.
So my people suffer because of lack of understanding or lack of knowledge. And I think that is like the core issue with children, teenagers and youths of our days or of our present day. Everyone thinks that they know what to do. Everyone thinks that they have the right knowledge, they have the right understanding of what to do, where to go, who to talk to, how to do things, what work to do, what course to study, what friend to keep. Like everyone thinks that they know. And then you now find out that there's a way that's made right unto a man, but the end thereof is destruction.
Yeah.
When they now take that step or take that path and then they discover that, oh my God, okay, it was sweet at the beginning, but then you now discover that, this one is not leading anywhere. And then it's now hard for them to turn back, which brings me to another struggle.
Okay.
Not willing to accept your mistakes or their mistakes and learn from them.
Wow.
I think that is one thing our present day youths and teenagers don't like to do. They don't like to admit that they've done something wrong. They don't like to admit that they've missed it. They don't like to admit that, okay, mommy, you know what, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have done this and I shouldn't have done that, and I'm really sorry. Or meeting someone who stands as an authority over you and saying, okay, look, I messed up.
Yeah. And
I admit that I messed up. And then, guide me back. So firstly, lack of knowledge, ignorance.
Yeah.
Secondly, the unwillingness to trace their steps back. To admit that they are wrong.
They're wrong.
To admit that they've missed it.
Yeah.
Thirdly, because of time, I may just stop at those three if anyone comes up more, is unwillingness to submit.
Wow.
They are not
deep. That's deep.
They're not willing to submit to authority or to submit to teaching or to submit to training or to submit to coaching. And one thing I've discovered in life with people generally, humans, is the fact that humans seek community. Humans want they want someone that they can call their own. It's now a sad thing that most of our teenagers and youth channel it towards romance. So you now hear people saying, I want a boyfriend, I want a girlfriend. Why do you want a boyfriend? I don't know. I want somebody that I can call, that I can chat, that talk to. And I'm like, that is not what you need. What it is an actual desire.
Yeah.
But they are channeling it to the wrong direction.
That's true.
What you need at that point is valid. It's genuine.
Yeah.
You need someone who you can talk to about stuff that you're going through. You need someone who can guide and direct and counsel you, who can listen to you. And I thank God that I'm that person for a lot of people out there.
Yeah, you're proud of you.
Thank God. And but because they don't understand, which brings us back to the first point. Because they don't understand, they don't know how to do it, they don't know how to go about it. They end up thinking that urge or that desire or that void can only be filled by a romantic relationship. So you see teenagers and youth running and rushing into relationships, and then before you know it, this person has broken my heart. He's slapping you or she's maltreating you. Just so you know, guys are not the only ones that beat their girlfriends. Ladies also do that.
Really?
That matter. It will shock you the percentage of ladies that maltreat their boyfriends.
Wow.
But it is well.
Oh, wow.
You know, and then you are there taking in all the punishment and maltreatment and belittling, and degrading that is being dished out to you because you feel like, yes, this is what I need.
Wow.
It's fine. I love him. He loves me. I love her. She loves me. And then, come on, really, that is not what you need is valid. That desire is very valid, but it has been channeled in the wrong direction.
Wow.
What they need at that moment is a mentor. Someone who can guide them, someone who can instruct them, someone who can direct them, who can point them and say, okay, no, don't do this, do that. Don't go there, go here. Don't even go to school now. Stay back and learn a skill, learn a trade before you enter into the university.
Yeah.
Just someone who can give them that sense of direction, that sense of belonging, who can help them find and discover their purpose, who can help them channel their gifts and talents to the right place. Someone who has gone ahead of them and understands the challenges that they will face. Yeah. Yes, some youth and teenagers have this feeling that times are different. Yeah. Your time is different from my time.
Yes.
So you won't really understand.
That's
but the truth is that even though times are different, a mentor or a leader or even a parent should be a responsible one or an emotionally mature one grows with the time.
Yeah.
So as times are changing, yes, our times may be different. For example, I am a millennial and I coach and mentor some Gen Zs. We are in different times.
Yes.
Different generations.
Generations.
But I have learned to understand how to communicate with Gen Zs.
Yeah.
For the millennials, they believe that too much physical contact with the opposite sex is an issue.
Yes.
But for Gen Zs, they crave that physical contact because for them, it's a form of assurance, it's a form of acceptance. They want to be held, they want to be hugged. I am a hugger, and I am unapologetic of it. I love hugging because for me, I've discovered that it is very, very therapeutic.
Yes,
it helps people, to just calm down. It helps people feel that sense of importance, of acceptance. So that's why I do it. Some people think that I'm doing it because I want to tap current. You can assume whatever you want to assume.
Oh my God.
But I do it because I know that it heals people.
Yeah.
It's like one of the tiniest form of healing.
Yeah.
So I give hugs freely.
Yeah.
So anyone who needs a hug, male, female,
child. DM you.
So So a good mentor or a person who is mature enough, who you submit to, would be able to mature with the time, would be able to understand the difference between their time and your time, and be able to guide you. So for me, I think those three are major struggles that youth and teenagers of this generation really struggle with.
Thank you so much, Chinedu. These three things you just talked about captured every other thing, like everything. Drugs, disobedience, prostitution, everything that we think Gen Zs or the young youth now are struggling with. Because I feel that when you lack knowledge, you feel that the escape route is when you are addicted to drugs.
Exactly.
So talking about this, what do you think, what are the measures you think we can take to help them out of this, to help as many as we can reach out to help them with these struggles? I mean the young adults.
Okay. So before I go into the solutions,
Okay.
you mentioned drugs and alcohol and prostitution. The truth is that those things are escape routes.
Yeah.
And I remember talking with someone some months back, I think last year, and she was telling me that, some of these young ladies or young guys who go into prostitution and all, that they do it because they have no other means of survival. That's like the only way that they know. But that's not true.
Yeah.
For me, I think I don't call it an excuse, but I think it still boils down to lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And it still boils down. Yes, I know that your parents may not be boxed up enough or rich enough to support you. I know, you don't have a helper and all. True. But the truth is that there are young people who are making names for themselves without their parents.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even want to begin to talk about those abroad because that is going too far.
Yeah.
If you look at within the Nigerian space, you would see young children or young teenagers or youths who are actually making names for themselves. So I feel that people who look at prostitution or drugs as an escape route or as a means, or even yahoo fraud as a solution, is because our generation or this present world, whether it's Gen Z or Gen X or millennial, we are trying to look for the easy way out. Everybody wants the fast route out. Everybody wants, what job can I get now that will give me $1 million or $1 million every month? What house or what car will I buy now that will make everybody recognize me as a popping person?
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for like the fastest thing.
Not following the process.
Exactly. So people want to skip the process and then look for the easiest way to make money, easiest way to get acceptance, easiest way to get recognition. Thank you. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's so anyways, to the solution of what I think we can do for youths or teenagers of our days. So I'll try to address each of them to each of the struggles I talked about. So first one, lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
We can find, or not even, so that one, the solution for that one is not majorly us. It's majorly them. So it's not us. We can try to provide means of getting knowledge.
Yeah.
We can provide answers. We can provide teachings, coachings and all.
Yeah.
But it's left for them to submit themselves to this teaching or to the knowledge that is being made available to them. I have a philosophy. I am open to love, to coach, to teach, to guide. But my help is limited based on the person. I can only touch you as far as you allow me to.
Yeah.
I can only teach you as far as you are willing to learn. So if there's no willingness to learn, no matter how hard I try to push anything into your head, it's not going to enter.
Yeah.
It is not going to enter. If someone has already decided that for her prostitution is the way, or for him gambling or fraud is the way, no matter how hard you try as a human, except you now trying to go through God and say, okay, Lord, see this person, arrest this person. But if you're looking at it humanly speaking, there's only so much you can do when people are not open to learn. If they shut their minds, there's very little you can do. The best you can do is to love them till they open up to you.
Pray for them.
And pray for them. Okay. That is what I have done in some cases. I have met some people who are quite, stubborn and hard-hearted, and they are just fixed on doing, walking on the wrong path. And then I just stay with them and then love them through it. And then after a while, they begin to open up. And then as they begin to open up, they are they start opening up to your leadership. They start. So this is me speaking to mentors now, or guides, or parents, as the case may be, or to us who are trying to, help reach out to them.
Yes.
Love them to a point where they are free with you, where they open up to you freely, even without you struggling. Some of us try to struggle because we are trying to, mentor them by force, teach them by force. This is the way you should go. Do it. No. For this present generation, love them. Gain their trust. The moment you gain their trust, it's easy to teach them. And for me, that's always the first thing I do. So when I meet a young person who maybe needs my mentorship or who I feel I'm being led to, first thing I do is to gain their trust. I become vulnerable to them, of course, with a limit.
Okay.
And then that encourages them to become vulnerable to me.
So you, yeah.
And then we now begin to work together. So when they trust me and they begin to open up, it is easy to teach them.
Yes.
Because it's easier to teach people who are vulnerable to you.
Yeah.
Way easier.
Yeah.
You are not, there's no barricade. There's nothing hindering what you're trying to pour into them.
Yeah.
There's nothing blocking it. There's that free will. They trust you. They are able to tell you anything. They are able to tell you to open up. And then this is a chipping. Be spiritual.
Yeah.
Be very, very spiritual.
Yeah.
Especially in the place of discernment. It's very, 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 very important.
It's actually like one of the most important thing you have
very, very, very important.
Yeah.
I'll give you a live example.
Okay.
Just yesterday, one of my lovely ladies sent me, not side chick, lovely ladies.
Like your proteges.
My proteges. She sent me a message on Instagram. She sent me these memes. She sent me a meme. And then she wrote something on it. It was a meme of Taraji Henson talking about her best friend. How her best friend would always, like, the moment her best friend calls her and maybe hears a different tone in her voice, she gave an example of how her best friend flew from the state where she was down to the state where Taraji was, simply because when they spoke on the phone, Taraji's voice was a bit off. And then she told me, thank you for always calling me or sitting me down or always, questioning me to make sure whenever you notice that my voice is off or my tone is off.
Yeah.
And then that same day, I sent her a message. And then I noticed that because this is not to brag, God has blessed me with that grace of discernment or the gift of discernment where when something is off, I tend to notice. So when I sent her a message, I wanted to ask her to do something. And then when she replied, instantly, I knew that no, this is not the way she responds on a normal day. Normally, when I greet her, there's a name she calls me. She calls me name and then she puts a greeting, either good morning or good afternoon. That's the standard way. But that day, she only responded to the question I asked her. She didn't do I'm like, no, something's definitely wrong. I didn't want to pressure. I continued the conversation. She was giving me one word responses. That was me knowing, something definitely wrong. And then later in the evening, I messaged her, Madam, what's up? Are you really okay? What's going on? I noticed something is off. I'm sorry if I'm pressuring you and all, but I just really need to know, are you okay? And that's when she now opened up about something that she did the day before and stuff.
I must tell you, this is a ministry for you.
So when you are able to gain their trust and you're able to get them to that place where they are vulnerable with you, it's easier for you to pass knowledge to them. It's easier for you to guide them. Wow. It's easier for you to teach them. Then the second thing I mentioned was
you said
lack of knowledge was the first one.
Not accepting their mistakes.
Young people, if you are watching this and if you are listening to me, or if you know anyone, it's not a crime to accept that you are wrong. It is not a bad thing. It is not a terrible thing for you to know that, okay, look, I have missed it. Let me turn back. It's not a bad thing for you to go back to either your parent or your mentor or someone who used to be an authority figure over you and say, look, I messed up and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can we do this again? Even if it's your friend, even if it's your best friend, even if it's your confidant, your accountability partner, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, it's not a crime. It's okay for you to. I know that ego and pride and that self-confidence would not make us or will not make you want to turn back. It's something that I do without batting an eyelid. If I notice that I am wrong, instantly, it doesn't take anything from me. Because what I am seeking at that point is my best interest. So because I want to get help, because I want to figure out what is right. I know you want to try to figure out things on your own. You want to find out, you want to discover stuff on your own. And that's fine. But it's okay to turn back and admit that, look, I am wrong. I messed up.
Wow.
I need help to get it right. People of our generation don't want to ask for help. And I think that is a big issue. I would admit that I fought with it initially.
Oh, like
everybody deals with it.
Myself.
Everybody. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to speak up and say, okay, look, I messed up, or I think I'm getting this wrong, or I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going to. I don't have things figured out. Please help me. It's okay to do so. Okay. When you do so, some people think that humans are magicians.
Yeah.
Or that because we are Christians, we should know what is wrong with you automatically. For some people, God has given that grace, but not everybody.
Yeah.
Not everybody will see you and would read that something is wrong.
Chinedu.
Not everybody has a scanner. No. Not everybody has a scanner.
Yeah.
Not everybody will be able to do that for you. So it's okay to speak up. It's okay to voice out.
That's true.
And say, okay, look, I need help.
Yeah.
Yes, even when you do, I know that you may have done it in previous times and the people took advantage. But that should not stop you from reaching out again.
Yeah.
Trust God to guide you and to lead you to who you should speak up to. And then you, with wisdom, approach the person. I've had people who have walked up to me on their own, even without me going to meet them, and they're like, look, I need help. I need a mentor. I need a guide. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me talk to God about it. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. One that happened just very recently, last week Thursday. I was praying with some of my leaders, and immediately we ended the prayer. A name just filled my head. I almost spoke out the name, like instantly. And immediately I knew that this was God trying to tell me to reach out to this person. And I did that night. And when I reached out to the person, instantly, the person said, I am not okay. I am tired of being strong. Like, I am not okay. And then the person and I had a sit down, and then we are presently on a journey of self-discovery. So not everybody would have this discerning grace to be able to see you and then just know that something is not all right. But if you don't have those people, it's okay to speak up. It really, really is okay to speak up. Yes, there are wolves out there who are seeking to devour you, and that is very true. I admit that fact and I do not deny it. But trust God to guide you to the right people part-time, which is why you should be close to God. Be close to God. I'm not saying this to try to do soul winning or to do evangelism, but be close to God. It has tons of benefits. Tons of benefits. I can't even start to list on it. Then lastly, submit to someone. Submit to a mentor, submit to a guide, submit to someone of higher authority, submit to a pastor, a friend. Just have an accountability partner or submit to someone. There's a reason why there's that adage that says that what an elder sees sitting down, a child can never see, even if it climbs on the tallest tree. It is a very, very heavy adage that has real meaning. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. Some people will say it's the experience of others. You don't have to wait to experience it. That is true. Sometimes you don't need to wait to experience it by yourself before you learn. Sometimes you can hang and bang on the experience of others who have gone ahead.
Ride on the wings of others.
Exactly. So find a mentor, find someone, reach out to Dami, reach out to myself, find people in your local assembly as your church, find people in your workplace. Trust God to lead you to them, first of all. Because it is very important. Before you can submit yourself to somebody who will start giving you conditions or who will use you. A last story before I end this. A friend of mine who I guide, I won't say mentor, although she calls me mentor, who I mentor, was telling me about, she's a writer. So she met a popular writer online on Twitter, and then she was telling me about him. Because she got to a point where she started feeling dejected. She started feeling
intimidated.
Less than herself. Because of what the guy was telling her. And because she felt like he was a renowned writer, or he's a renowned writer, she could submit to him. And then she did. But then she felt like she would make a post on Twitter, and then the guy would send her a DM and insult her and tell her to pull it down. And they would tell her that she's not good enough yet, that she needs to learn under him before she launches out. She was feeling really bad. She had to reach out to me and What is going on? Am I wrong for reaching out to this person? Am I not good enough? And I had to encourage her. And that was when she now reached out to other people who she noticed were submitting to the same person. And then she now found out that the guy was doing the same thing to them, giving them conditions, making them feel like they are not good enough. And it was really bad. So I told her that, turn that into a story. Gather the stories of these different people and then turn that into a book.
Beautiful.
So pray to God to guide you and to lead you to who you should submit to, so that you don't submit yourself to wolves and to people who would end up using you and making you feel less than you are. Okay?
Wow.
Thank you for listening to my text.
Wow. It's a wow. I've even while you were talking, I've learned so many things. The part that it's okay to speak, it's okay to allow people to do something for you. I still have people that would tell me, damn, it's okay to allow me, just allow me. So I think it's not a fluke you're here. I know you're here to bless soul. I know, and we are so much happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Chinedu, we can't say thank you enough. And to everyone, Chinedu is a lover of Christ and is actually a pastor. Is a pioneer of Love Studio. Yes. And he's just an amazing, humble man of God, and he's just an amazing person that loves God wholeheartedly and genuinely. Loving youth and teenagers and children is just his ministry and his calling. I know that you've enjoyed every bit of today's section as well as I did, as much as I did. I super enjoyed today. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget that I love you and God loves you more. Chinedu, do you have any other thing to tell our viewers?
If you are watching this and you have not followed and subscribed, please do so.
All right.
Hit the button somewhere around there or there.
Yeah.
Or anywhere. Look for it until find it, and then press subscribe and then like and share your comments.
Yeah.
You could also feel free to share your contacts.
Yeah.
If you need someone to reach out to you, or maybe you can get Dami's contact and then reach out to her for help, for support, for mentorship.
Yeah.
And we'll take it from there.
Thank you so much. If you're struggling, if you're young youth, young adults out there, and you're struggling with one thing or the other, it could be addiction, it could be drugs, it could be prostitution, it could be anything. Just reach out. Know that you are not alone.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. I love you, and remember, God loves you more. Bye.